Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to Good Morning with me, Misti B. Now guys, usually I spend a little time talking about what I did over the past few days. Not today. Today's guest is a very special guest. And I want to make sure that we give him all of his flowers and his accolades while he's here. So I'm going to tell you every single thing about this guest. His name is Tex Allen. Does that name ring a bell for you? It may or it may not, but let me tell you a few things about him. Number one, he is a composer, arranger, trumpeter, and pianist. So we know he's musically inclined. He also comes from the amazing Allen family that's right here from Houston, Texas. And yes, I'm referring to Debbie Allen, Felicia Rashad. You know, those people that we know from, different television shows, different Broadway plays. That guy, those are his siblings. He's also performed and collaborated with some renowned musicians. We have Gregory Hines, Johnny Mathis, and many others. He's also composed the music on the Broadway play, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Guys, and he didn't stop there. He wanted to make sure that he just continues giving back to the community repeatedly. So he's come back to his native town. That's right, Houston, Texas. He came here and he's making sure that he teaches children at HSPVA. And we all know that school too, because who else went to that school from Houston that's musically inclined? Miss Beyonce. He comes back here and he makes sure that he teaches these kids piano, jazz, art, and things of that nature. This guy has a very, very, very sweet soul, and I want you guys to make sure that you stay tuned in so you can meet him. We are going to be right back after this break.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter Cadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Hello, welcome back everyone. Ladies and gents, I have someone very special in the studio with me today. Now I have to be honest and tell you, I don't know a lot about music. My friends make fun of me. They say I'm tone deaf, but whatever. But I have to tell you, I've had a chance to hear this guy play, and his energy feels just as good as his music. Mr. Tex Allen, thank you for joining me in the studio today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Now listen, you have a very interesting background. Composer, arranger, trumpeter, pianist, you do it all, huh?
I dance a little bit once in a while.
Oh, oh, and you're a comedian. You forgot to tell me that part.
Yeah, I have a sense of humor.
I see that. Okay, so you've come from an amazing family, the Allen family from Houston. How was it growing up with your mom, who Pulitzer Prize nominated poet, your sisters, Debbie Allen, Felicia Rashad, and look at you. Like, how was it growing up in this very talented family?
There are 2 things that I can't remember. It was never dull.
Okay.
And it was never boring.
Okay.
It was full of excitement, and every day was new.
Every day was new?
Yeah.
How did you get started playing? How did you get started musically anyway? Just what were you doing? What was happening?
I remember singing songs in infancy at my grandfather's house, and my mother's a concert pianist. My dad was dentist, but he had a great appreciation for music. So they played a lot of records, classic records, American jazz records, big bands. As a child, I used to hear that kind of music, you know. Yeah, both classics and American jazz, Duke Ellington and Count Basie and Rimsky-Korsakov, Mozart, all that stuff.
Okay, so you heard all of it, the classics, everything. I like that. How old were you when you picked up your first trumpet?
11.
11.
Yeah.
What inspired you? What happened? Did you just see a trumpet? What was going on?
My best friend in school got a trumpet, and we did everything together, so then I wanted to get a trumpet. And I liked it a lot more than I expected.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, I liked it a lot more.
Okay.
So I just got really involved with it.
You got really involved at 11. And how old were you when you started playing the piano?
6.
6.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fun. My mother was a classical pianist, and so she sort of introduced me to some beginnings in playing the piano. And then I had a couple of teachers, and after that I sort of did it on my own, but I was very involved with graphic art, and
okay.
it kind of took off into that. We had a lot of different types of issues in that period, you know, with social issues in the city and family issues. So I had lessons for about maybe 6 months. And I got more involved with graphic art. I started doing murals and things like that in school.
Okay. Yeah. Renaissance man.
Well,
you would say no. I'm looking at your bio here. You wouldn't say you're a Renaissance man.
I didn't even know what that meant at the time.
I'm sure you didn't then, but you know now.
Yeah, I guess you could say something like that.
You will not downplay yourself on this show. Okay. Now, Thompson, which one is your favorite, I guess? Would it be piano or trumpet?
I like music.
You like music?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like music.
So you'll play either. If we had a piano in here, you'd play it for me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever's calling on me at the moment, but I kind of get really busy with both.
Okay. And you've toured all over the world. Where have been some of your favorite places?
I enjoy practically most of the places I've been to. I went to France, Germany, Norway, Lebanon, Panama, Graz, Austria, and they're very individual in terms of climates and the nature of the environment. It was an adventure in each one of them. There's music that was fascinating and fun to be with, and meeting people and discovering that the human heart on this planet is basically one, you know, when you're amongst just the people.
I love that. So since you've been everywhere, let's talk about the difference between jazz in the U.S. versus jazz overseas. What would you say, like, what's the reception? Is it different?
I don't speak of differences in music.
Okay.
But it was, the environments were different, the culture was different, the feeling, you know, music is something that when people make statements, and that's what I consider really music. It's with sound and melody, but it touches the heart, and it can take a lot of different types of, songs have different personalities, but it captivates you.
It captivates you.
Yeah, and it inspires you, and I like that. They don't have to over promote it. It's just like being there in the moment. And it's really, really very nice, you know, it's very uplifting.
But you say the appreciation is the same? I know you say you don't speak in differences. I have to completely understand that. So the appreciation, is it the same for jazz in the U.S. as in France?
Well, maybe I didn't really get the way you meant that, but they have a real appreciation in Europe for American jazz, I did clinics in Graz, in Stavanger, Norway, and in Hamburg, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And their literature in their schools was very surprising. The content of written manuscript music and recordings of American artists. So they have a real repertoire of the evolution of the music from the beginning of the 20th century up until today.
I love that. I'm loving everything about you. We have to go on a quick break, but we're going to come right back. Guys, stay tuned. I'm going to be here with Tex Allen. I'm going to get all of the scoop about his travels. We'll be right back after this break.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter Cadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. I am in the studio with Mr. Tex Allen. As you can see, he has his trumpet here. All right, so Tex, let's talk. So I know you love everything. I know you've been to amazing places, but have you ever had a performance that you really, really loved?
Yeah, I've had a few of those. One in particular was in Beirut, Lebanon, and I was invited to come there to perform. A lot of people wanted to know why I was going to that part of the world, but they like jazz there. And I was in Beirut at a place called the Blue Note Cafe, and they had 3 musicians, 2 from America. One had been in the Vietnam, and the other I had actually worked with the Gil Evans Orchestra. And one who was Armenian. And it was really a great trio, the rhythm section, to work with. And the owner of the Blue Note made an arrangement for me to perform with an Arabic band, which I didn't have any idea that I was going to do anything like that. But I know some of their music from listening to the music from Egypt, Kulthum, who I'm a big fan of hers as well, but I mean, I admire her music. And the tonal patterns are different, but you know, when you really listen and take time to say hello to the music, you can kind of navigate your way.
I like that, say hello to the music.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means you shouldn't think that you just know it, you know what I mean? It has to say hello to you, like a person, like meeting you, like meeting
that.
someone.
You're teaching me a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, you take the time to say hello. So we, I had 3 nights with the trio and 2 nights with this, what do they call it, Oriental band, but it's really sort of Arabic, and in the way I was thinking of it. But I blended in with it, and the people you know, it was sort of magical in a way because it's improvisational and it's impromptu. What you're doing is like very spontaneous at the moment. And when souls can combine together to make a statement and people are there, you know, everything is aesthetically in the weave.
It just works very well together. You guys married each other, the music.
Well,
and it
the
just
whole
flowed.
presence.
Okay.
But, you know, everything felt it. It was very nice, you know, but it was a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back home for a second. So you are here in Houston. You're a native Houstonian. Where can people find you if they want to say hello to you?
Well, there's a new place called Bayou City Cigars on San Jacinto Street, 1602 San Jacinto. And that's a new place. We play there on Friday evenings from about 7 to 10 o'clock.
Is it jazz?
It's jazz.
Okay.
Yeah, it's jazz. And they have a mixture. They have a DJ that comes and plays some music. They have a cross blend of people from the city. And a lot of women who smoke cigars. I didn't know that, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I'm one of those
Yeah,
women.
well, it's nice, you know. Yeah, they really smoke and they look good too.
Oh, look at, okay, Mr. Tex Allen. Let's talk about this. So you taught at HSPVA, and we know we've had some great people come from there. You taught trumpet, piano, music theory, and compositions. I'm curious, what is your teaching style?
It was really a clinic.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't on staff there, but I do clinics in improvisational music
Okay.
to introduce students or people who want to adventure into music about improvisation, which is making up solos and improvising on melodies and chord structures of music and approaches to being able to improvise. To improvise, you have to know the form of the music and the tonal patterns, you know, that it travels in, and ways to approach that. So I enjoyed that. I found it helpful. I did that in Norway as well.
Okay.
And I left and came back 6 weeks later. And some of the things that I presented, they were really very helpful, more than it was a nice surprise for me.
I like that. And the kids, were they receptive? Did they?
Yeah, quite receptive.
Very good.
Yeah, they moved up a few, you know.
Oh, so you came in and taught them a little something, something.
Well, they developed, you know, they wanted to develop.
Okay.
And when you want to develop, you will develop.
Absolutely.
And, but they used these approaches, and it was very helpful.
Okay. Talk to me about your project at the Museum of Fine Arts. What are you working on?
I'm working on a proposal. It's a sort of a theater piece. It's entitled America Folklorical. And it's really about the amalgamation of the various cultures that came together in this hemisphere to form the Americas. But basically, and it has a little bit of flavors from all over the whole hemisphere, some of it. But it focuses on various periods of dramas, you know, like the arrival of Europe into this environment with a spiritual connection, which everybody had their own thing together. They had a lot of adversity amongst peoples. They had a lot of camaraderie that could develop. They had a lot of dramas. They had the bringing of slavery into this environment. And that was a pretty dramatic piece of it. It has 9 different themes. It's about.
When can we go and view it? I'm curious because I want to go. I have to go and support.
It's not ready for viewing because the COVID has kind of like kept things on hold. But we would like to do a concert to sort of introduce this program. And I wrote this proposal. I presented it to the education department. It was presented to the staff. They approved it and they embraced it. And I got a really nice letter of endorsement from the education department.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tex, our time is pretty much up, but I see you brought your trumpet, and I'm going to thank you for coming in the studio, but I'll be even more grateful if you play something for me later. Will you play something for us?
Of course.
Of course. Where's the enthusiasm behind that? Can I get a... Tex, will you play something for us?
Yes, dear.
Thank you so much for coming in the studio. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. You guys stay
Thanks.
tuned. Tex is going to be here playing a little something for us. We'll be right back after this.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Tex Allen has such a sweet soul. You would never know. He's just so humble, and I absolutely just enjoyed interviewing him. Now, if you watched the segment, I asked Tex if he would perform for us. He was a man of his word, and he is performing right here, right now. You guys take a look. Just so, oh my God, the sounds were just absolutely amazing. Make sure you are checking out Tex Allen. He will be at Flow Paris every Saturday and Sunday, playing some jazz music for brunch. Girls, if we need to get out and go to brunch, you guys know I'm a bruncher. Let's go and check that out. Absolutely amazing. As always, make sure you are chatting with us on Instagram and Facebook. I want to hear from you, especially those of you who are behind the scenes doing amazing work. Let's come on here and let's feature your work. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.